Hi guys. So this is the last day of my vacation and I am just like sitting around the house watching videos upon videos, and it's kind of like what I've been doing for months. It seems like I have made it my full-time job to learn about my health and find ways of learning more and more information based on what I'm doing, which is a whole plant food diet, and well, I guess more of a lifestyle because it's not really a diet. I don't plan on going off of this, but I've been watching a lot of Dr. McDougall's webinars and stuff that he's had where he's had guest speakers come on. I've watched a lot of Dr. Furman's stuff, and I've just been basically on YouTube whenever I have a free moment, looking up videos and watching them, reading people's books, just kind of learning more and more about like the science of everything. I love biology. I love how the body works, and so that's just something that like I'm very interested in. But today I wanted to talk to you about, I guess, keys to success when it comes to this kind of eating. As you know by watching some of my videos, that like I have a horrible time even even thinking about losing weight, it seems like. So I have a thyroid condition and I supposedly have fibromyalgia. And so the thyroid condition is now managed well at this point. And my vitamin D levels are where they're supposed to be. So I should have no issues losing weight. So why haven't I been? And so I did the Gabriel method and I continually do that visualization. And that was just something that had helped me break through a plateau. But then I got down to 177 and still was having the same issues where I was just kind of maintaining. And so I went back to videos on YouTube and I started watching and just learning about what I was doing, how I could make it better. And it turns out that in my unknowingly, I guess, I just kind of segued more towards nuts and seeds to fill me up instead of grabbing the starches. So what I thought was a good way of eating actually turned out to be more of a maintenance plan because I was eating too many nuts, which is too high in the fat. And so you're eating calorie density, not calories. So if you look at the density of, lettuce versus nuts, there's a huge difference. And even carbs, like the starchy potatoes versus nuts, that was a huge difference. So cutting out the nuts, I am leaving flax meal every day. I believe that that's important. And that's it. I'm just going to cut out the nuts and I'm going to add more starches instead to fill me up with those instead of the nuts. Because I would grab a handful of nuts and feel satiated. But of course, you're adding like 500 calories with a big fat handful of nuts when I could have had like 6 potatoes. You know what I'm saying? So caloric density is how I eat. And I need just to kind of revamp that and tweak it a little bit. So I know that my sister has been having a hard time with her family and trying to eat this way and certain people not eating this way, and all of a sudden foods kind of work their way into the house, and then all of a sudden you realize you're not on your plan anymore. And so I wanted to give you kind of some tips that I made some notes, tips that I have used and like the mindsets. So the very first thing is you have to know your why. Why are you doing this? Is it for weight loss? What's going to happen when you lose the weight? What's your why then? Is it for optimal health? Are you like optimal health now, but the weight loss would be a nice side effect, but what if the weight loss never happens? Like you have to find a why that regardless of what happens, if you lose weight or not lose weight, that shouldn't be your primary goal. Okay, so that shouldn't be your why. Yes, I would love to lose weight, but my why is I want something that is sustainable for the rest of my life, that's easy to do, easy to follow, isn't going to cost me a crap ton load of money, to do stuff. So that's my why. I want something long-term, sustainable, healthy, has been proven to reverse diseases. I want to mend my thyroid. And if I happen to lose weight, well, that's great. But that's not why I'm doing it. So you have to find your true why, I guess. And you have to be resilient. And I'm not making this up. Like, there will come things your way that will just try to derail you every single day. And you have to be resilient. You have to put on this thick coating of people saying crap to you, people trying to feed you, just the amount of like negativity coming. If you don't lose weight for like a week, you start saying stuff to yourself. You have to be resilient against even that. You have to think positive. You have to, say positive affirmations to yourself every day. I know it sounds like it's totally stupid, but just do it, because what you say to yourself is what your brain believes, even if it's not true. And so there's been studies on this. You just have to be extremely resilient, and you have to put on that thick outer shell no matter what's going on in your life. And you just have to be like, buckle down. I'm doing this for a year. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to do it for a week. I'm going to do it for 2 weeks and see what happens. No, because your body will go through a bunch of changes and you won't know what's exactly going to happen. If you were a diehard on this for a year and you are working towards your why goal, then it will happen. It's just, you can't let a setback kill you. And that's the thing too, we're all going to have setbacks. So are you going to use that as an excuse to quit? Or are you going to use it as a way to learn what not to do and how can you make it better? What can you do differently? Research online, maybe to tweak your diet like I did. I happened to find Chef AJ, and she was having the exact same issue. She was eating clean. And I've told doctors before, I cannot eat any cleaner than this, but I'm not losing weight. Why? And she had the exact same question, and it turned out for her that it was nuts. So guess what? I'm going to try cutting out nuts. I'm going to add in more starches, because when I looked at my diet that I'd been eating, I wasn't eating enough starch. And so I'm going to tweak and see how that goes. If that doesn't work, then maybe I will look up Dr. McDougall or something like that, and I will contact and do a consultation or whatever, because I'm just hell-bent on this, and this is going to happen for me, and I'm going to get down to where my body is supposed to be, and I'm going to be healthy. And once I get to the plan that's working, then I already know that this is easy to maintain because I've maintained it twice, this certain weight. So once I get to where I need to, I know I can maintain it, and it is easy. You just opt not to eat other things. So that brings me to another thing. Saying no is okay. And I know people who are on diets and having this issue have a hard time saying no. So let's say your friend decides to, help you out and bring over food that they're not using. Say, oh, you know what? My kids don't really like this cereal. I'm going to give it to you because your kids are going to love it. No. The answer is no, because you don't want your kids eating that stuff. If you're trying to be healthy and you know that this is the best way to be healthy, then you definitely don't want your kids doing the same thing. And I've had to tell teachers no to try, because my kids have an open campus type of lunch, and a lot of times they'll be taking them out. And I just went up to them and I said, look, we're trying to eat healthy. We're not really supposed to be eating this stuff. And please don't take my kids out. So if they want to get money and spend it on their own, then that's fine. That's their choice. One is almost 18, so it'll be his choice. But in my house and my rules, don't take my kids out to eat, especially if it's not to Subway. Subway's a better option than, Pizza Hut. So don't take my kids out. Let them decide what they're going to eat themselves. Don't let people give you food because it doesn't work for them and they think you maybe would want it. Just no. The answer is no. Don't let people take you out to eat when you know that place has nothing that is healthy for you to eat. If they want to go somewhere with you, then you pick the restaurant. And if they are not okay with that, then guess what? You just don't go. If you are going to birthday parties, I don't really go to birthday parties hardly anymore because I'm a food addict and I will always be a food addict. Yes, I am in kind of control remission type of thing, but if I eat one, I can control myself with one. But the problem comes is the one never is one. One turns into two, two turns into three, three turns into four. And it's not that it happens every single day, but if I go to a birthday party once a month and I eat cake once a month, like, it will bring back my addictions and it brings back all those feelings. And I just, no. The answer is no. I am not going to your birthday party. I'm not going to eat cake. I'm not going to eat ice cream. I am not coming to the family holiday dinner because there is nothing that I can eat. You guys have put butter in everything and animal products, and I am not going to be eating those. Currently, I did eat my own Thanksgiving this year. I did have turkey because I had it in my freezer from when we were eating meat. And I thought it was just disrespectful just to disregard this animal that, sacrificed its life for our food. So I did, but now I'm off. It's like, you have to decide what's good for you. You have to make rules and boundaries, and you have to stick to them. That's part of your resilience. It's telling people no when you know it's going to hurt their feelings, when you know they're going to yell at you, when you know that they're going to be they may even unfriend you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just horrible. People are going to talk about you behind your back, and, well, she didn't go to this and she didn't do that, and she gave me some stupid excuse about how she's eating all healthy and stuff, because it's not the norm. And people don't understand how well that you can do eating this way, and how the diseases that they're bitching about basically can be reversed. And so you just have to put on that thick shell. Just saying. Saying no is okay. So let me see. I'm looking through because I did put some of these things. Okay, so another thing is making sure that the people that you hang around with are also eating this way. Find people. Go to Facebook groups. There are millions of people on Facebook. Like, it's just crazy. You can find a group even locally. I ask your friends on Facebook, just not even in groups, just ask on your wall, hey, is anybody vegan? Hey, is anybody eating a plant-based diet? Even if they're not vegan, but they're eating plant-based, that is like step one. And so you can be like, hey, has anyone done the starch solution? And find all of these groups, ask on your wall, find people near and dear to your heart that can help you. It's going to be hard with recipes. It's going to be hard, when social engagements come up. You want like somebody that you can fall back on. So in my little circle, I didn't even know, but like one of my best friends and her brother are plant-based. Like, they just decided they were going plant-based. They didn't advertise too much about it. Her brother did. And she happened to comment on there. And then I saw that too. And I'm like, hey, dude, I've been thinking about doing that too. And so I have that support. My boss for Real Services actually is a vegan. She's vegan for health reasons. And so it is awesome to be able to talk with her because she runs running groups. She is a chef too. And so she will make recipes, and she holds like plant-based little get-togethers and stuff like that. I didn't know that until I talked with her about it. And she just happened to mention it because I had food allergies, and I was talking about how I couldn't eat the Real Services food. A lot of the stuff has, stuff I can't have. And so she was telling me about how she doesn't eat them either because she's vegan. And I'm just like, whoa. And then it turns out that one of the teachers at my son's school is a vegan as well. And so being able to talk with him and getting his feedback on maybe working out because he's like a bodybuilder, that has been extremely helpful. So you need to surround yourself with people who eat the way you do, think the way you do, believe the way you do, because otherwise you're going to be like in a sea of sharks. You want to be the sharks. You want to be those people that are you want a group to support you and tell you, no, you guys are wrong. We're right. This is the way we need to be doing things. And like I said, no comes in very, very into play. I'm telling you, I said no more this 6 months than I have in my whole life, because I just have to put my foot down and say, I'm sorry, I can't. Let's see, what was the other, there's two other things. Okay. So I wanted to kind of give you some hope. Sometimes when you're eating this way and you fall off the wagon and you're just you're beating yourself up, just know that the more you eat this way, the more your taste buds will change. And as that progresses, when you slip up and you eat, like, say something you didn't before, like I just wanted bacon. Like, I don't know, I just was craving bacon, 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 the greasy, the crunchy, just the bacon. So it was about 3 months in, I made bacon for the whole family. We're like, we're just going to eat bacon for a day and just be done. And I ate bacon and it tasted like crap. And I was like, well, that kind of sucked. I mean, it was like almost a downer because I'm like, well, I should have just had something really awesome and healthy because it tasted better than what I'm eating right now. And so the more you eat this way, just know that when you do slip up, your things are going to taste like crap. Like, your taste buds are going to change so much that you're going to grab bacon. You're going to grab, I think I grabbed like a cream horn one time and I was just like, this is like sugar overload. Like, it was disgustingly sugary. I've had disgustingly salty. I tried to go get Wendy's fries and like I couldn't. I was just starving. I'm like, well, potatoes. I'm going to eat potatoes. This is the only thing. This is going to be a good thing. And then I got like halfway through and I'm like, the salt was just, my tongue was like sore from the salt and I couldn't anymore. It's just easier not to deviate from your plan because those things then taste so bad. You're just like, well, that was kind of stupid. And then you go back on your plan because the food tastes better. So don't give up. Keep staying on the plan. I watched a video that had these little, it was like Karate Bell colors, and it's like 1 to 3 months, this happens, 3 to 6 months, this happens, 6+, this happens. He goes, and you're a black belt when you grab your favorite food from when you pre-lifestyled and it tastes absolutely horrible and it makes you want to vomit. That's when you know you've graduated. And so I'm like, I think I've graduated. Even though sometimes I still think that I want those things, every single time when I eat them, I always regret it. It's just, it tastes gross. It's too salty. It's too sugary. It doesn't taste like it used to. And I just am like, whatever, and go back to eating the way I was. So take each day as it comes, be resilient, say no, and all that. So another thing I wanted to tell you, and this will be my final thing because my video is running really long, is you have to plan. Plan. I'm not saying that you need to meal prep 7 days a week, whatever. What I'm saying is you need to plan what meals you're going to eat because you're going to get hungry and you're going to be like, oh, I don't know what to eat, and look through the fridge and nothing sounds good, and you need to meal plan. First of all, it saves you money big time when you go to the store because you are more likely to stick to a list if you have one than if you're just shopping willy-nilly. Plus, if you are shopping on a list, you know that you're only buying exactly what you need for those specific recipes. Go online, go on YouTube, go look up like plant-based recipes, vegan recipes, whatever. Try out a bunch of recipes for a few months and find like 20. That's really all you need. People rotate their meals. If you look at what you ate before, you probably had like, 10 meals. And I would rotate like maybe 8 of them around. And then like in the summer, we might have a couple extra dishes and drop off maybe a couple soups. So I always tell people, pick 20 recipes that you guys can live with. Find a good burger recipe, find a good pasta recipe, find a good soup recipe. There's 3. And you can at least rotate those around. Find out something you can eat for breakfast. For a lot of people, eating vegetables is hard for them in the mornings. It seems weird. But what I also heard from Chef AJ is we are the only culture here in America that don't eat vegetables for breakfast. And I guess I really didn't pay attention to that. For me, I can't eat a huge meal in the morning. I really don't get hungry until about 10 or 11 o'clock. And then I usually eat around 11:30 anyway, just for my job. So I smoothie it up. I eat all my fruit in the morning with some almond milk or rice milk, and I don't eat fruit the rest of the day. It gives me like pretty much instant energy. It doesn't fill me up because it's a smoothie, and I only do like it's like, I don't know, a 16-ounce glass of smoothie. So I usually use a tablespoon of the flax meal, and I will use like a cup of blueberry and then a cup of mango and like a cup of almond milk. Like that's all I use, just a couple fruits with my almond milk or rice milk, or even sometimes like this morning I used water. You just puree that, you're on the go out the door if you need something like that. So you need to plan for that. So make that a list. I'm going to buy, and I buy all frozen. I don't buy anything really fresh unless it's for my kids, and then I'll just kind of take if I need to. But for me and my meals, I need them quick. I need them to last for a long, long time because I don't waste money. And I buy frozen all the time. I buy frozen fruits. I buy frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables, usually for lunch, it's either a salad, a soup, or what I'll do is I'll eat a half a bag of frozen vegetables with some rice. Like I really don't vary my meals too much. Otherwise, it makes me want a ton more. Like once I have my recipes, I have my recipes. It's what I love. It's what I eat. Done. So find 20 things that you like. Get you 2 or 3 breakfasts that you can live with. 2 or 3 things for lunch and the rest for dinners, because dinners is usually when people eat, bigger family things. So, do that. You need to plan and make sure that you have a plan, because if you don't, you'll fail. You just will. You have to know exactly what you're planning on eating. Like today, I know I'm going to have either a soup, I'm going to have a salad, or I'm going to have vegetables. So I say, okay, which one just feels good for me right now? So today I'm going to have actually vegetables and rice, because like I'm just starving. I worked out this morning and I had some oatmeal, but it just didn't do it for me. And so I'm going to have me a big fat bowl of rice, and like half the bowl will be rice and half the bowl will be frozen vegetables, and I will just nuke it in the microwave and be done. I also plan ahead that way with rice too. People cook their potatoes ahead of time, so that's something you can do. You can cook rice ahead of time. I usually bake a whole big fat 9x13 baking dish full of like 3 cups of rice, and it fills up the whole thing, and then we just kind of take that and eat. Always, always, always have an option for on the go and when you are somewhere and you can't eat. So that's the biggest lessons that I've learned, is you have to have a backup plan right away and easily at your fingertips. So I have Kind bars in my car in my middle console. Like only 3 months out of the year I don't. And those are the hottest months, because a lot of times they'll get melty and gross. So I always have Kind bars. Now, are they the healthiest? No. However, they're healthier than a candy bar. They're healthier than going out and getting fast food. If you just need something, this has more natural sugars. It has a lot of grains in it. It's small, easy, compact. It doesn't have a lot of calories in it. And I can take a whole box and fit it inside my center console of my car. So I always keep those. And I always keep a bottle of water with me all the time. It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter if there's water going to be there. I always carry a bottle of water. So I know I have something to drink. And in my car, I always have something to eat. There's been times when I've been sitting waiting for my kids to get off of school, and I thought that I ate sufficient amount for lunch. And I like pig out at lunch, because I know I can't eat for like 4 hours. So I pigged out, and most of the time I can make it until I pick them up around 3:30 from 11:30. Sometimes I can't, and I don't want to give myself permission to go run to a fast food restaurant and get those fries that were way too salty and I couldn't eat them. Not only am I spending extra money, but really they tasted like crap. So I grab a Kind bar, and it's not the healthiest, but it's not going to undo my diet. So always keep something like that in your vehicle with you. If you go somewhere, tuck one in your purse. Like you have to be prepared to eat on the run. So like I said, make smoothies a part of your morning. Get a blender that has one of those smoothie cups that you can just blend in the cup and then just take it with you. I have a Ninja blender, and it has like 2 of those little cups, and it has a screw-on lid with a hole, so you can like actually drink it. It makes it into a cup to go, and you have to be prepared. My sister this morning, I messaged her, and she grabbed a banana to go to work, to go to church, and it's going to be like 3 or 4 hours. Like I can't survive on a banana. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. I would be grabbing a smoothie and a banana. Always keep some fruit around. You can grab a fruit with you. Just be prepared that way. It's not that you necessarily have to meal prep every single meal, but you should meal prep potatoes, rice. You should always keep fruit available that you can quick and go. Frozen vegetables, frozen fruits. There's always that time when you're like, oh shoot, I meant to make dinner tonight. I have like 5 minutes and I need to leave. What can I do? Hey, you can microwave something. So just things like that. So I hope that that is helpful. I hope this whole video is helpful. Please, please research everything. Spend every waking moment learning about making yourself a better you, creating this healthy lifestyle. And that way, when somebody comes up to you and says some crap in your face, you can just be like, you know what? This is what I've read. This is what I've seen. Here, go watch Forks Over Knives and leave me alone. So, thank you so much for watching, and just be resilient. And I wish you all the best of luck, and just join me on this journey. It's totally awesome, and it is totally the way we should be eating. Thanks.